Hi Pisces, I hope that everybody's doing well. We are here with a timeless reading. I find when the cards don't want to come out, there's usually something very, very specific. All right, we're starting off with the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is an opportunity to connect. It's usually seen as a new opportunity. There's a lot of chance, there's a lot of potential, but it's sort of just that. It's like if you have your eye on somebody, you know that you're crushing on them, but you don't really know what's gonna happen. It can be this feeling where it's like, I don't know, I'm feeling something with this person, but who knows where it could go. It's sort of that maybe we have an opportunity, maybe the time is right, but you don't really know what's gonna happen after that. So sort of like the door potentially is being presented to you. And because it's cup, it's a feeling of like emotion and connection and love and understanding. It can also be a creative energy too. It can be the opportunity to do something that you love, or to connect with something or someone that you love, or that you care about, or that you feel pulled or drawn to, especially on an emotional level. Emotional, energetic. You know what? I also did a reading for Taurus today, but it will be posted not the day that this is posted, it'll be posted the day before this was posted. It's funny, I'm talking to you from the past. Anyway, what I'm seeing is that there was like a lot of potential with you and this person having the Ace of Cups here. So it's sort of like, I know something's going on or something's there, but I'm not really sure what's going to happen or where this could go. But then I'm seeing the Ten of Swords. So it feels almost like the door was unlocked and you started pulling it back and like almost peeking behind it. And then it got closed. Like you could even feel like this got slammed in your face to have the Ten of Swords here. And I'm looking at the Lovers on the bottom of the deck, so I do definitely feel like this was a relationship of some sort, or like a potential relationship of some sort, where you really were feeling something. Aces are also about beginnings too, so it would have been something that was just getting off the ground or just becoming noticeable. But then things stopped. It can be like this too, just because of the like stark nature as far as what I'm seeing here. It can be somebody looking at another, even though I'm not seeing anybody here yet, I almost get the notion that like maybe another person said to the other person like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Like, do you want to connect with me? Because I feel like maybe somebody was presenting this to you and being like, hey, I'm interested in you. Like, what do you think? Or it can be like maybe you're friends with somebody and your friend was like, hey, I have feelings for you. Or it can be vice versa, you know, something like that. But then I'm seeing Ten of Swords happen here. So I am seeing an ending. But then I'm also seeing Five of Wands happen after. So this sort of feels like there's, like you think that it's ended, you think that the chapter is closed, but it's actually still continuing is what I'm seeing. It feels like you would think it's over, but it's not actually over is what I'm seeing here, okay? I'm also not seeing like why things came to an end either. I keep seeing the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. Some of you maybe have Gemini placements, or the other person does. Oh. Okay. I'm seeing a very clear picture, actually, why things came to an end. I'm hearing that it was a roadblock. I'm seeing the devil pop up. So this can be like, I would connect with you, but I can't be around, that sort of thing. Like, let's just use an example, okay? Let's say that there are these two people connecting with one another and they're like really getting along well and they really feel like there's a spark between them and there's potential, but let's say like one of them is sober and one of them like drinks regularly, maybe even heavily. It can be like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't be around that. Like, we don't have lifestyles that are matching up with one another. So it feels like somebody was maybe into some, it doesn't have to be substances too, like with the devil. It can be, what's another example for the devil? It can be somebody that, like, there's potential between these two people, but one party is maybe like a bit codependent, and then it's not going to work because of that. Devil is about like addictive behavior, but it's also about things that aren't being moderated. So it's something that another person could look in at this. Maybe the person that was offered the connection can look at this and be like, something's out of balance. Something's like irregulated. Dysregulated, irregulated. And devil can even be too that there, like, things can feel very, very intense between these two people as well. And also devil can be like you have a connection with somebody but they're struggling with something that actually gets in the way of your connection, and that's why things end. And like devil can be some sort of risky behavior too, you know, like doing something maybe that's like dangerous or something that you don't want in your life, or having certain habits that actually get in the way of the connection. But it's not only habits, it's bigger than that. It's like more deep and more intense than that with the devil here. It would be like habitual cycles that a person is playing in again and again and again. And I am seeing a tower, so I think this was like maybe a bit surprising. Maybe it wasn't like immediately understood. And that can be the thing too, like you start connecting with somebody and then you're seeing something that's like a huge major red flag. That's not to say that there's not potential. It's the Ace of Cups. Like, that's about there being all of the potential. Yeah, no, I'm seeing somebody like have a major, I don't know, like what do we want to call it? A major problem, a major issue. There's just something that when the devil is involved, as much as somebody can be like, oh, I love this person so much, it's like they're sort of committed to something else. So as much as you can love another person and be like wanting to show up, you're kind of enslaved by this other thing, or the other person is. And so it doesn't really allow the relationship to be nurtured, because it's taking all of the things that would be nurturing the relationship and siphoning it into this other thing. And this is something probably that the other person is using to regulate in some way, or like they think that they're regulating in some way. It's like a coping strategy generally. It's like something that we do to sort of like ease the pain of life, you know? Where we feel like it's like a fix even. But I'm seeing things get very heavy because of that. So it could have even been like, at first I thought that I could like be with them through this. I thought I could like, you know, we could be in a relationship with one another, have the connection while they were dealing with this. But then I'm seeing it get to be too much. But I do get the sense of there being like drama afterwards. I feel like things may have, like maybe the breakup happened, or maybe the like we can't do this anymore happened, but I'm still seeing more things happening after the fact. Know too that when the devil is involved, like the person isn't deliberately like, I want to take away from our connection and I want to give it to this other thing. They almost feel like it's out of their control, you know, like the devil is kryptonite to somebody. So they feel sort of like, this is out of my hands. You know, it's like legitimately an addiction to something. So it's not like they see it and they're deliberately like, I want to hurt you, or I'd rather do this than be with you. it's something that like it takes that aspect of their energy, because there's the attachment to that thing, there's the cord to that thing. So as much as they want to show up, they're just like not able to right now. They have to cut the cord. So that, just know to, like, if you're the person that's on the end of things where like you wanted to be with this person, but you feel like you can't because of what they're going through, and like you can't be around that, or you like can't be in the relationship because it's not functional, just know that how this person is showing up with you, it's not a reflection of how they feel towards you. It's where they are with themselves. So you can look at this and be like, if I were this, like maybe they'd like me more, or if I were more of this, maybe they'd pay more attention to me, or maybe they could give that up. But it's not about you. It really has nothing to do with you. You're impacted by it, yes, but this is something that is between like them and them. It's something that they need to deal with and figure out. And it's not something for you to take on either. I suppose unless you choose to, but I'm seeing the choice be like, no, I can't also take this on. And it feels like the devil was something that was disruptive enough that it did not allow this connection to blossom. I was just using the example of a substance, but just know that it doesn't need to be that. Like this can be somebody that maybe has like a toxic dynamic with another person, and it kept getting in the way of your relationship, like, or something dysfunctional or something unhealthy that was getting in the way of your connection. And it's something that like both of you guys can look at it and be like, this is very disruptive, and it's going to be like the end of this. Like it's gonna make our relationship end, but it's like the person still like hasn't, like their just will is not in a place where they're able to cut it off. So they can be like, no, sort of like as the relationship is ending, but they're still like holding on to this other thing because of the cord. But they can feel like it's wrapped around their wrist, you know, and it's not them holding on to it. That can really be the feeling. So we have Ace of Cups, then we have Ten of Swords. We have opportunity to connect, but then we have ending. We have conflict after, but then we have some sort of resolution. So there's conflict and then there's addressing. So that looks like now we continue moving. Now I'm seeing the Devil and I'm seeing Ten of Wands. So this is like somebody at this point feeling very, very overwhelmed by something that they may even feel is out of their hands now at this point. It's like, I messed around with that too much and I got addicted, like this sort of thing. Or like, I feel very codependent with this, I can't get away from it. It's like the devil is increasing. So it's becoming more and more stressful. And let's use like even a more socially acceptable example for this. Somebody could be a workaholic. And it's like you had a really great opportunity here with somebody, and they're so obsessed with work and giving it to work that they're like, I'll be home on time, I'll be home on time, I'll be home on time. Or like, I'll make sure that I'll call you at 4 p.m. And they don't, and they just forget because they're giving like all of their energy to the work that they're doing. So and that's a socially acceptable, for the most part, you know, example where it's not like, I'm trying to keep this like PG. It's not like they're up to something like illegal or whatever, which it really doesn't matter. Like it's all an addiction cycle anyway. It's like what's going on energetically behind all of it, regardless of how the person is manifesting it. It's disruptive to the relationship. So anyway, a relationship ends because of that. And the person is like still doing this. Obviously, it's like if they couldn't give it up for the Ace of Cups, like they're not, the Ace of Cups is done now. You think they're going to give it up now? No, they're like still doing it. So they're still doing this thing, whatever it is, but I'm seeing it like really creating a lot of stress. And they also feel now like the weight of that, the Ace of Cups ending is now playing into this as well. So they're feeling even heavier about that too. So they didn't just go on their merry little way, in case you were wondering. I'm seeing that they did go on their little way. They continued doing what they were doing, and now it's really getting to them is what I'm seeing. And I'm also seeing them like trying to start something, but I'm seeing them feel very, very weighed down. It's like they're like sinking into quicksand right now, is what I'm seeing. I'm feeling like a rock bottom. I'm surprised that the Tower didn't come out yet. And I am seeing the Six of Cups, so I feel very strongly like this is somebody that you know, or you're like quite familiar with them, or you were at one point in time. Some of you, I mean, this could be your own story too. So Devil and Ten of Wands is somebody being like clouded, okay, by the attachment and by like even the projection too, if this is connected with a relationship. And so I'm seeing them be, it's like everybody's running a race and this person has like a 50-pound vest on. So I'm seeing them like showing up to the race and everybody's ready to go. And like the signal goes off for everyone to go, and this person is like really lagging, but it's because of this thing, the vest on that they have. So I'm seeing them like trying to participate in something, but I'm seeing them be very dragged down. And it also seems like because they may be keeping this to themselves as well, High Priestess. So maybe this is like a secret of theirs. So like you may know this, but other people may not know this. I do feel too like they may feel inspired to go in the direction of something like spiritual, because to have these two here, this is somebody sort of like on the hunt for mystical and spiritual knowledge, and like wanting to go in the direction of that, of like, I know that I have a higher self and I want to connect with that, or like I love tarot and I want to be able to do it, but because of the thing that this person is dealing with, it makes it very, very hard. It's like when somebody is like not in a space where they're like not completely. It's like when someone lacks self-awareness. Let's just use tarot actually as the example. If someone lacks self-awareness and they're getting into astrology or they're getting into tarot, they're not going to realize that they're like projecting onto the people that they're working with. And so they can like try to do a reading for another person. The other person may not resonate because the person that's reading is just projecting like basically what they're going through onto the other person, but without realizing it. So I just get, because of like the cloudiness of the attachment of where this person is, it's making it very, very hard for them to get off of the ground with this thing that they want to pursue here. So they have something that's calling them, and to have the High Priestess, this can be a very, very strong call to go in this direction of like, I'm really interested in this. I want to learn about it. I want to understand it. But then like not having free reign to do that. As I said before, the example of them having this weighted vest on, it's like they're not really making progress with it because they're so chained down by this thing. Or we can say like they could be making progress with it, but it's like the slowest progress ever. Because we're never like fully stopped. Let's use another example for this. Somebody has an issue moderating something and they're feeling very stressed out about it because they know that it's sort of taken over their life and they want to start a relationship. But they're also sort of keeping this thing to themselves and not being open about it with like maybe the other person that they potentially want to start a relationship with. And so like the weight of that secret, especially a very heavy one like this, especially too, like with the devil, it feels like it's maybe connected with a lifestyle, you know? It's a bigger thing in somebody's life that takes up space and drains energy. So now a decision needs to be made. I'm seeing the Two of Swords, and I'm again seeing the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. So definitely feels like something going on between you and another person. It's just interesting that, like, we start off with the Ace of Cups, so you think that this is going to be like a love story, you know, about a connection with these people. But then seeing Ten of Swords, it seems like it ends there, but then all of this is going on, so we're still continuing with it. So it definitely feels like maybe at first it felt like an open and closed case, and now you're seeing that it's really not at all. I do feel strongly that if this person like knew how to cut these cords, like if they were in that space right now, that they would. Because I'm seeing it be so stressful for them to have this attachment or habit or whatever it is. Like, it's really stressing them out. Like, it's making their life so difficult, and it's even not allowing them to do things that they want to do. Because I'm seeing this person be like, I really want to go this way, but it's like they can't, it's not working. They can't go that way. So now there's like this little battle here that's happening where it's like, I used to do this and it never used to really interfere with things that I wanted to do, and now it is. So now it's actually detracting, it's affecting their daily living at this point. And it's not allowing them to express themselves or pursue the things that they want to within their life. Now we come down here where it's like a decision needs to be made is what I'm seeing. I'm getting very, very strong Capricorn energy here. A decision needs to be made. This can also be connected with somebody's Saturn placement. A decision needs to be made. I'm seeing Three of Pentacles. A decision needs to be made about like whether or not we're going to work with this person. And I am seeing the Two of Cups. So it is somebody that, like, one feels that this is an uncommon connection. So there is for sure something special that you have with this person. It feels weird though. It's like if something ended with this person because it was an issue, it still hasn't been addressed. So why does it seem like there's another opportunity with them, but it's the same issue? Something feels off here about this. Some of you too, like, you know that what's going on with this person's life or like how they're living, it will sort of like result in the ending of a relationship, but you can feel a very, very intense connection with this person. To have the Ace of Cups and to have the Devil, it can be like, I've done everything to try to get away from you and I can't stop thinking about you, like feeling even obsessive about this person, like just something really strong. But that's also something to be aware of too. It definitely is telling when it comes to the energy, because when we have a connection with somebody and it's just coming from a genuine place of love, you're not going to feel that whole, I feel like I'm being taken over right now and I'm losing control completely. That's being dysregulated, and the sign of something being very, very ungrounded, so it's something to pay attention to. That's not like a true love type of thing. That's saying there's something else that's going on here, where you probably have some type of contact with this person, like, but it can feel intense, like maybe, I don't know, like the word twin flame is coming through. Maybe you feel like you have that with this person, and it can be like having all of these disruptions. I don't know why things are happening this way. But for some of you, they're coming through and like they want a chance with you, like they want to work things out with you. But I'm seeing the Four of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and I'm seeing your guides say, don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to get your heart broken. This person is just not in the place. Like, they definitely love you. They're really, really into you. They really, really care about you, but they have this other thing basically that they're in a relationship with. And I'm seeing them not even be like totally and completely upfront about this, or they haven't addressed it. And they know that it's becoming problematic for them within their life. Like, it's really not allowing them to live their life in the way that they want to. But what I'm getting is that if you end up participating with this person, like if you decide that, hey, I know sort of what's going on a bit, but I'm gonna try to sort of show up with you anyway. This person is just going to continue doing what they're doing. So know that like the relationship isn't going to change this person. That needs to be taken care of before. Sometimes we do find ourselves in relationships with people where like something pops up and then something is resolved. But for what I'm seeing here, like for this person's specific energy, what I'm seeing here is somebody that they know that this is like super detrimental and just super unhealthy, but they're still not at a place, like they haven't hit their tower yet with this. And maybe you turning them down is going to be that moment of a tower for them, and that'll be the catalyst. But what I'm seeing is that this nonsense, if you want to call it that, this thing that's happening, it's going to continue if you end up like collaborating with this person. So know that it's not going to go away. If you join forces with them, it's going to continue to be an issue. And you're going to get your heart broken. And when that happens, for those of you that you're not going to listen to the advice, which it is what it is, like that's just part of what needs to happen then if that's what you choose. When you get to the point where if you choose to engage in this anyway and you get your heart broken, you're going to look at this and be like, I should have trusted myself and I knew not to. And I know that my shadow made that decision for me. But also, like, for those of you that do that, there's no judgment at all. You're learning something, you're gaining something no matter what you do. There are no losses here. You may go through something and be like, wow, I could have really avoided going through that sort of thing and I didn't need to be hurt like this and now I have to take time to heal. But that's also, it's like the route that you end up taking. And there's no issue with that. That's just the path that you choose, you know? It's like pick your own adventure sort of thing. You can go into this and you're going to get hurt. I'm seeing that it's definitely going to happen, okay? Like for sure, 100%. Or you can look at this and be like, I'd rather not experience that. And then you can dip out and not have to go through this. But for those of you that you're like, whatever, like life is pain, I'm going to go through it anyway, then go for it. If you're ready for that type of adventure, but it is going to be really painful. It's probably going to be intense too if you decide to move through this. And you get to choose what you want to do. There's no, this is good, this is bad, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. Do whatever you want. I'm here to clarify like what's going to happen and like what I'm seeing and also what the guidance is for you. But you can still do whatever you want. Always. And should. And will. But yeah, if you wanted the advice from your guides, I'm seeing them say don't take the offer from this person. Strong Capricorn energy with this person. I'm also seeing the moon here. So yeah, wherever you have Pisces in your chart, like let's say that you have a Pisces Mars, they may have a Capricorn Mars. Sometimes the readings come out like that, or they can just be Capricorn Sun, just have Capricorn placements. Also, you could too, but I kind of feel like this is more so their energy. But you guys probably do in your synastry have, I feel you guys would have in your synastry maybe like a Capricorn placement of theirs is connected with your moon, or their Saturn is connected with your moon, and it's probably a hard aspect that you have with them within your synastry, because your moon is like your most sensitive part. And so you can look at this person going through these struggles and be like, it does not take away from my love at all. Like, I really, really care for this person. But sometimes when we have that moon contact with somebody, it's like not having boundaries when we should have boundaries, and then we end up getting hurt. But I get you definitely have a soft spot for this person. Definitely. Okay, guys, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.